Hello, everybody. I'm Bonnie, being Bonnie, and it is Monday morning. Welcome to Brunch Writing Bunch, Prompt Coffee, and I hope you're having a wonderful Monday. Today's word of wisdom is people who tell you never to let the little things bother you have never tried sleeping in a room with a mosquito. So take it as you want it. And I'd love to introduce my lovely co-host today, Laura Nettles.
Well, hello.
Good morning, Laura.
Morning.
How was your weekend? You feel refreshed on a Monday, or you're working all weekend?
I slept most of the weekend. It was lovely.
Oh, it sounds so good.
Yeah, the whole recovery from NaNo thing. So
Yeah. How'd you end up on NaNo?
50,013 words.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was at 30,000 something, but if you followed me a bit through my little shorts and nano vlogs, I had so much stuff happen. My mom had a heart attack and had surgery, and through the hospital visit, I had an aunt who died. Just like all these things. So I'm okay with the 30,000. So, and doing all right though. It's Monday. We're in December. It's almost a new year, so it's the countdown to a new year. And I think just reviewing, taking a few days away from NaNo, I was like, this whole thing I wrote, this 30K something needs rewrite. Like Ace. And I do want to talk a little bit today about rewriting our dump drafts. So I'm going to get to the comments a little bit, and
we have a bot in the chat.
Well, let's spot that right now. Okay. All right. Good morning, Mama Maggie. And I was commenting on her video this morning too about she has a vlog out, or Hold My Latte 2022, and she's talking a lot about all the stuff that she's got done and how she planned everything out. And I'm just in awe of how much you get accomplished. So you should be really proud of yourself and not so hard on yourself. Not so hard on yourself. Because I know she was saying she didn't feel like she got enough done. And I'm just like, my mind's blown. So, oh, that's so nice. I think I need to shorten it up a little bit. Hi, Persephone. Good morning. It's Monday. Woot woot for the words. And Penumbrum says, Bonnie being Bonnie, you did amazing considering everything. You're a rock star, or is it a word star? Aw, thank you. I tried to keep pushing through, but it was really hard. So I'm definitely in a better place than I was during NaNo. And I also just kind of took the last couple days to just do house stuff, catch up on YouTube vlogs and all the Vlogmas stuff. Have you been following some of the Vlogmas stuff?
Not really. Just a little bit. Like Jessica Williamson has been doing some, like announcing readathons and stuff like that. I watched Jordaline Reed's video about her. She had her roommate go through her bookshelves and pick random books for her TBR and then wrap them. And so she had this stack of wrapped books that she had to unwrap and figure out what is she reading for the month of December.
Oh, like a book advent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
that's a lot more work than just opening and having a treat, though. You have to read the whole book.
Exactly. So that was cool.
Oh, that sounds like a fun idea, though. Kind of like when you would go to a bookstore and get like pre-read books, like the surprise books. You know what I mean? Like the blind
I've never done that, but yeah.
Like some bookstores will have stuff where they're wrapped in like brown paper bag. You don't know what book it is. It'll just say sci-fi or romance. Like a blind book.
Yeah.
Good morning, Shannon. Made friends with the like button. Thank you. Busy, busy, busy. Margaret and I decided to do part 2 of the AWC announcement to cover some things we didn't include with the first video. Should go live on her channel. Yay, nice. I did see your last video, and it did show a lot of stuff from last year, I think. 5:30. Sounds so cute. And so today we're going to get into, let's get a 15-minute I have a 15-minute timer ready.
Sounds good.
And Conundrum's I'm doing the 12 days of Vlogmas to start on the 10th or 12th. Very nice. I actually did 2 Vlogmas videos. And I'm like, after Nano, I was like, I actually took what I put up down because I'm like, hell no. Hell no. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Am I gonna like take after Nano trying to like just write every day? I'm like, I'm really gonna try to vlog and get better with this editing software every single day of December and be responsible to put something up every single day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like take it all, put the clips. It's a lot of work, and I'm just learning like the editing software.
Right.
Like, what am I doing? I'm like, I'm gonna commit to 30 days in a row this year. Let's try one a week, maybe. I can't do that. I just get too distracted. Are you doing any vlogging, or you're just doing your?
I'm not doing Vlogmas, but if I was on top of things, I would do like a month-long vlog. But I've already right. I already incorporated the edits into my horror collection, and I did not vlog that. So, yeah, I'm already slipping on the vlogging aspect. I'm getting stuff done. I'm just not filming it.
I'm gonna add you, Katerina. I promise. Let me just let Katerina in here. Good morning.
Good morning. You're all good. I did not mind. I came late anyway. It's okay. I didn't feel it.
It's good to hear your voice.
I know, right? I love advent calendars. I wanted to splurge on one. I thought about getting the jam one, and it was $40, and I just couldn't do it. So maybe next year. But advent calendars are awesome. I don't know. Okay, babble over.
I didn't set up any advent calendars, so I know you weren't like fully participating in Nano just to catch up, but how would you do on Nano?
I ended up getting sick and not finishing but I typed out everything on one story that I had previously written, so something got done.
That's good.
I think for the first timer, just to get moving, we'll do a 15-minute just a warm up. Get your stuff, get it together, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about rewriting our dump drafts. So, and then I have some prompts for the other sprints. Cat disappeared. So, all right. You ready, Laura?
Ready.
I'll do the countdown real quick if I can handle it today. It's Monday. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get ready to. Sorry. One of those days, I think. Remember, you can mute if you don't like the music.
Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you did well on that sprint. How'd you guys do?
Work the day job.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have gone back to, and then I'll go to Heather. I've gone back to working on the project I was working on before Nano. So I'm kind of just casting my Nano project aside to sit for a while because I know it needs a rewrite. I'm just going to kind of distance myself a little bit, and I'm working on line edits for a different play. It's called Her Ordinary Life. I've been working on this for 2 years, and I'm getting pretty far to the point, getting closer, you know. And so I'm going through and fixing things that I've learned and going through and editing and trying to get that further along for this year. But I do want to talk a little bit about rewriting, and look who's here, Heather.
Woo!
Hello.
Hi, Heather.
Hi, you guys. How are you?
Good.
So yeah, I might not talk very much because I have a little bit of migraine. But
That's nice.
yeah, it's still not doesn't feel so good. But anyway, I just have a few things I need to do today, but including doing some planning, and I did just draw a tarot card, trying to
Ooh.
think about my character. I got an 8 of cups. No,
Ooh.
yes, an 8 of
Tell us about
cups.
that. I'm gonna eat some. I got my little brunch snack, some cheese Danish. So tell us about that. I'm gonna
I
steal.
need a snack.
I feel you. I got a snack of Panettone and some coffee. That was my sprint. They had mini Panettones at the
Ooh.
Walgreens when I went to go get vaccinated for the flu. Late, I admit,
nice.
but I was like, all right, I'm trying this. Whatever Gia Dada from the Food Network, she did totally a commercial for them. She's like, let's go to the Panettone factory. Oh, look. I'm totally not doing her accent right, but she's not doing an accent either. So whatever. But yeah, I was like, oh, I've got to try
if
this.
you were in a writer,
It's probably a New Orleans accent. I mean, a New York accent.
She's apparently American, but like also spent time in Italy growing up, but only pronounces certain things Italian. And like I watched a TikTok or a YouTube video that did a whole deep dive into like her accent. I don't know. I get on these weird rabbit trails. They're fun though.
So
right,
Heather, what does that cup?
Sorry,
what
Heather.
does that card mean?
What did I do with my little book? Oh, here it is. What did I 8 of cups? Swords, wands, cups. Discontinuance of effort, disappointment, abandonment of previous plans. Shyness, modesty, abandoned success. Oh, well, it kind of makes sense because I was thinking about having this character be a retired nurse. So maybe that confirms that aspect of this one little character, this side character.
I have a book called Tarot for Self-Care. You want me to like look at what that says? I don't have to.
That's so interesting. I had my tarot deck out here, and my oldest son came over. He goes, "Can you read my cards?" And I did, and he just said nothing. He goes, "Oh, that makes sense," and he walked away. I'm like, okay.
What? Oh, that's fun.
You know, I just told him the meaning of the cards and stuff, and then he's like, "Oh, that makes sense." He left me hanging. Like, I'm like, "What are you thinking about,
right?"
That's no fun. I just told you what these cards mean, but you're gonna not tell me what you got from it.
Maybe you can help him work through something, or maybe that was like an introductory conversation,
or maybe he got what he needed and then like bounced because it was too personal and he doesn't want to admit to mommy anything.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, I think he has a girlfriend, but he won't tell me her name yet. You know, he's 23, so like I'm like, I heard you have a girlfriend, you know, because I found out from somebody else. And then he's like, yeah, mom, I do. And I'm like, I know her name yet? He goes, not yet. I'm like, okay, it's not this. You Don't even tell me her name, let alone let me meet her. So it can't be that serious right now. I shouldn't be talking about him, should I?
No, I mean, I don't know. He's an
Yeah.
adult. You're not really
I talked
divulging
about
much
my
about
kid.
him. It happens. Like, I don't know. They're important. They're things. And not things. They are humans in your life that you care about. Sorry. I can't remember.
I'm going to run through the comments real quick.
Yay.
Yeah. Shannon says, I'll be in and out as I have a lot to do today. Anyway, leaving this up for your watch time. Thank you. Appreciate that. Joanne saying hello. She's doing well. Hope to edit chapter 12 of Project Sugar and Spice today. That is the bakery
That's
roaming.
coming along.
Ooh.
Yes.
Sometimes I hear little lines and things in other streams that Joanne's working on. See, I'm still taping posties to my Kanban mirror. And hello, pageant.
Mirror. That's okay. They come and go. I don't know if there's a couple different versions of medical terms for different sorts of migraines. I don't know if this is chronic or that other one.
I have a question for you because I just found out about this thing called like it's BVD for short, and something like vision disorder. It's something vision disorder. And if you have ADHD or whatever, you can be like comorbid for it. But it can make like you have light sensitivity, sometimes get nauseous, cause headaches, and like it's like
sounds like
if
me.
you right. I was wondering because when you said headaches, I was
Yeah.
like, I wonder if she has this issue, and if she stares at a
There's a
computer
lot
screen. Do you have double vision occasionally, or like when you look
Way
up and
too
you look
much.
down? Is it easier to read with one eye than it is two?
I don't know. I haven't tried that, but I think I know what you mean.
There's
Like do you remember those old 3D posters from the late 90s?
yeah, I
You know,
do.
or whenever that was, early 2000s or whatever.
Yeah, with the red and the blue, and
It's
you'd
kind
wear
of
the
like
two
that.
glasses.
It's kind of
I
like
would
that.
call your
And it's like,
optometrist
do you
and
know
get
do you
tested.
know like do you remember like bathrooms from the a long time ago where they had these little tiny tiles, and if you looked at it a certain way you could see the lines going one way and one going the other?
Yeah, like an optical
So it
illusion.
probably has something to
Yeah.
do with that. I don't know.
Check it out, because if you have depth perception issues and you run into furniture more than you should, you probably have it. And call your optometrist because they can fix it with either a prism overlay on your glasses or
I did a
putting
little
prisms
bit of
in
that
your
over the weekend,
glasses.
but it wasn't because of my eyesight. It wasn't an eyesight
Interesting.
problem.
I mean, it's not like the cheapest. I looked it up, but like the overlay is cheaper than the. Anyway, check it out because like I think it's going to help with my nauseousness and my ability because I'm on
because
TikTok
I kind of woke up
chronically.
feeling a little
All
nauseous.
right,
Yeah.
ladies.
Sorry.
Anyway,
I
we're
was
getting
just, I didn't mean to.
sorry.
Here.
Let me talk about my goitas next. No, just kidding.
Just message me later.
I will.
Today's
Sorry,
topic
Heather.
is writing your dump draft.
I'm
So, and I put some little notes up here. And so the first thing was thinking about, and you can get a lot of information. I found a lot of useful information on the Reedsy blog, and there's a lot of good, useful information about rewriting. And we hear different things all the time. So after we let our dump drafts from Nano sit for a while, most of us are probably going to go in and do a rewrite. Am I not on point with that? Most people do that, right? Go through and
yes, definitely.
Most people.
The first thing you would want to do, I think, is read through and take notes on the characters. Does the plot point make sense? World building, repetitive words, clanky parts, and find the places where the reader stops because they're struggling, and you want to look for contradictions. The first thing. What do you guys think about that when you're doing the read through on your dump draft? What do you think is the best way to work the read through? Do you have anything to add? Any kind of little points or hints for people rewriting when you're reading through and taking notes? Is there anything that you should really keep into consideration when you're taking those notes? And Heather, especially as an editor, maybe a good tip when they're reading through taking notes.
Let me get my
Or
notebook.
what's worked or not worked? Maybe an example of something like that.
I need to think about that.
Laura, I'm always making you pull out your notebook. Laura, I'm always making you pull out your notebook. I noticed that. You're like, let me get my notebook.
So I don't really do like dump drafts. I don't zero draft. I go through and I feel like I've written enough stories that my first drafts are fairly solid now.
That is really, I think I'm getting closer with every, not to solid, but like with every time I do a dump manuscript, I feel like my writing gets a little bit more consistent, more stable. I'm making less mistakes every time.
Mhm.
They need less layers every time. So I kind of feel what you're saying there.
So I did go through, I read my draft 1 and I made notes for draft 1.5 because my first draft was too short.
Mm.
And so I made my climax my midpoint and just kept going and made it even more off the rails. So
I feel like I just started doing that a little bit. I noticed because I'm going line by line, changing things and adding things and doing more show, less tell, saying she did this. I'm showing how she did it.
Mm-hmm.
And
That stuff
adding more stuff. And I'm like, is this too much to add in? Is that necessary to the story, or is it just descriptive to the story?
yeah, so I make bullet points of things that I want to have happen next.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's your plot points. Make sure so when you read through, you make sure you reveal your plot points.
So it'll be things that I have foreshadowed that need to happen, things that I want to expand the lore on. I also like to go through and I don't know, like try and make my sentences stronger.
Yeah. Well, I put down here this little list here.
Yeah.
So
I get
of 5 steps of what I'm thinking that need to be done when you are rewriting your dump draft. So
yeah.
Can expand on any of them.
Got a developmental editor for my horror shorts, so that was helpful. So I had already gone through and edited and everything, and then sent it to the developmental editor. And
that's a whole nother process too. When you get through the dump draft rewriting enough to send it to a developmental editor, that's a whole nother sphere I haven't got to. So I can't wait till I feel like I have the confidence just to give my stuff to somebody else enough to trust. Because even though, it's very unlikely anyone's going to steal your story. Very unlikely. But ideas can be taken very quickly.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference. I don't know. So
it's highly unlikely.
Very highly unlikely.
Yeah.
Highly unlikely. But
like my process for my vampire romance for NaNo is different than I've done before because I'm pantsing it. And so I'm like weaving in foreshadowing and everything as I go. And then when I finish a few chapters, I send it off to somebody to read and give me feedback on the romance aspect of it because I don't know romance. So
how does it feel? Is it hard? Because everybody's different. Is it hard or a battle? Did you ever have to like battle to get to the point where you're like confident enough to send it off to beta readers? Was that really hard making that first jump the first time, sending it to the first beta as you're writing, or you were just like, read this?
Oh,
I'm so protective. I'm so protective of my, I don't know.
Yeah. So I've gotten beta reader feedback on the first 17 chapters so far of my story. So the first 17 chapters are technically a draft 2 now because I've incorporated their notes.
Mm-hmm.
Chapters 18 through 21 are a draft 1, and the rest is still unwritten. So it's like, oh no! So
I don't know who follows me on Instagram or this weekend. I had put in the story post real quick, like a page of something that was more edgy. And I'm like, I took it down immediately. I'm like, okay, so this would not be difficult to find beta readers for because I'm getting messages from one thing to, can I read this? Send me this. So I was like, okay, but is it different with different things? Because I know steamy romance is very popular right now too.
Yeah.
Conundrum says the first rewriting read after the rough draft rest. I don't take notes. I try to read it like it's just draft notes, and I take notes during the second read after the break. Sounds good. Excuse me. I tend to listen to mine on speech before I do I'll listen to it on speech and I'll watch it line for line,
yeah.
and I'll kind of make some minor adjustments then, and then just kind of clean it up that way. And then I usually find a bunch of things. I'm like, oh, I have to write. This needs a whole nother this is not branching over to the next chapter. There is no good transition here. I need to fix this, and I usually find chunks that way that I need to rearrange. Sadly, I already have a list of scenes to add to my Nano. I also have to rename it because I didn't write it in the first person like the title implies. Maybe change the title instead of changing all the POV. Unless you want to rewrite it. I have to rename it because I didn't write it in first person like the title implies.
Unless you just want to change the title.
Yeah, I wouldn't rewrite the whole thing because of POV. I would just change the POV.
The time Blank became a crazy cat lady to survive the zompocalypse.
Yeah.
Just add their name.
I wouldn't rewrite an entire thing for a title.
Yeah.
The whole POV for one title, but you do you, because you are doing you all the way. So go you.
Yeah.
I'm in awe. I'm in awe of Maggie, how much she's just pumped out this year, and I don't think I would go crazy. I'm going crazy with the 3 things I'm working on right now, and it's been over a span, but very nice. It's Monday, people. I do have a prompt. If you're interested in a prompt and you're not really working on anything and you just want to write a little bit, you're taking a break from Nano. I'm taking a break from writing anything. I'm doing a little editing, but I probably thinking about doing some prompts too. So the first one, did I hit it? As the wand glided through the air, impossible things began to happen. So if you need a writing cue, there it is. And Laura, do you want to do the countdown? Remember, as always, if you do not like the music, you can mute. Thank you for coming today and showing up on a Monday and being productive.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you so much, Laura. Welcome back, everybody. How'd you do on that sprint?
Good. There's a creature interacting with a railing in this shot, and so I'm trying to light the railing to look exactly like the railing that they filmed so we can replace it so it moves.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I ran into a problem.
Oh.
What is that?
So, in this story that I'm working on, and having watched the news over the past couple days, which, you know, I don't know. I'm not a big TV
Which
person.
news?
I'm
There's so
gonna
much.
read the problem, and you'll know exactly why it's a problem. So I'll just read this little short paragraph, and I'll get into the comments too. But I have to figure out a different product for this part of the story because it's problematic already. And I wrote this a long time ago. So this is a little paragraph, little snippet of the problem, and you'll know right away. And maybe someone can help me find a solution. So just to give you a scenario, this is a story, the characters in a situation with their mother, and they're having, this is some of stuff going, I don't know how much I want to read of it. Okay, I'll read a little section. I don't know. It's a problem though. It says, I am, but I don't make much money working for Irene. Michaela huffed. I get minimum wage and my health insurance takes half of my checks and she won't let me get on yours. Find a new job then. Be responsible. If you didn't spend all your money on bullshit, you would have plenty of money. What do you know? It's not that easy. Tears swelled in the corner of her eyes. I don't have much to spend. Thoughts of the designer bag she wanted but couldn't buy flashed through her head. The women's Valencia hourglass croc embossed leather top handbag. She saw it every time she went to work. The purse and handbag shop next door had it right in the window. The shop oozed high class. Sometimes you could even find shoes and handbags that had the same pattern on them.
YSL.
That Michaela had a decent paycheck, she blew it on a pair of pumps in a handbag with a foliage print, a bag and shoes with leaves and fall leaves on it. She wore the hell out of those shoes and ripped the entire interior lining of the purse. Donahue's was one of the few places that carried designer items in Newberry. So the women's Valencia Hourglass Croc and Boss leather top handbag has to go.
So YSL, right? Could that be a good one? I know it's a very trendy up class, and even some actual rich people carry it. So
You know what I mean? But replacing that, because I find that problematic, especially for a story that has sex in it.
okay, so does YSL work?
I don't want to promote any kind of assault against children. So
Right. Does the brand YSL work for you?
I don't even know what that is. So I'm going to write that down so I can research that
go
a
on.
little bit. But if anybody in the chat can think of a, you know, brand not comparable, but, you know,
I mean, Chanel's always a classic.
yeah, Chanel. That might be better. Coach. I like Coach, but I felt like that wasn't
Coach
expensive.
isn't fancy enough, but YSL is pretty fancy too. I mean, and Louis Vuitton, but that's become less fancy.
I
like,
don't want to use
as
Louis
it's
Vuitton.
become more
Overused.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's overused. So
And
like I would check out YSL.
I hate to say it,
Chanel.
but Louis Vuitton is wonderful, but like
It's overdone.
maybe
Everybody
I'm
has
so
it,
old
along with Gucci.
right. We'll see about Adidas too, right?
Nike says Yves Saint Laurent.
Well, and unfortunately, I just recently realized or found out that like apparently Balenciaga is owned by a parent company called like Kessel or I don't know something. So like they own a bunch of luxury brands, and they don't want that bounced back up to them.
Right.
Anyway,
Right. But all those other brands aren't putting out that kind of marketing material either.
that is
Hopefully.
also true, right? But I think
So-
YSL or like a Chanel is maybe your best bet.
I'm gonna do.
Because I feel like what's that one bag that all the fancy people, the one that the Hepburn? No, what's the other one?
So in the chat, if you can think of
Anyway.
any really, really nice designer companies that would be much better replacement, let me know. Because I am looking to do that. I ran into
Persephone says Hermes.
Oh, Hermes, definitely.
my son is a big
Hermes.
fan of that. My
Sorry, I got bougie on you. I didn't mean to be an asshole.
My son really likes that, and the Hermes,
Mhm.
My son loves it. I
That's-
don't know. Expensive. Just a belt.
Yeah, it is. That's an understatement.
Well, young with a job and no responsibilities except few minor bills.
Hey, if you can, go for it. I do not deny anyone luxury. Go for it.
23, he can buy what he wants.
Stephanie also says Prada.
Ooh, Prada's a good one.
Yeah, but Prada's attainable. Like, I have a Prada bag, so I'm like, Prada's too attainable right now. Like, you know, like, not to be bougie like that, but like
The Kelly bag. The Kelly bag.
you know,
It's
like
classic.
that one handbag was like a few $1,000s. So
You know what I'm talking about?
no,
The Kelly bag.
I'm gonna look up.
It's
all-
also a few $1,000s.
yeah.
The
You know
Kelly
what?
bag is super popular and definitely because Grace Kelly wore it, which is why it's called the Kelly bag. She wore it to hide her pregnancy.
I think
Ooh.
Kelly, I don't know. I think I'm a fan of Grace Kelly because I actually got to go to Monaco and I saw where she lived, her castle, and the changing of the guard, and I think
The Kelly bag is probably your best bet.
yeah. I don't know if that's right for this story. Now
It's a
that
classy, timeless bag, and it definitely does say you.
I
have
don't
it.
know if I want to involve Grace Kelly or Kelly just thinking of that interaction with this story.
All right, I just looked
My
up.
stories-
Here's 30 designer handbags to invest in now. There's Prada, Gucci, J.W. Anderson, The Row, Dolce & Gabbana, Louis Vuitton, Versace, Dior, Chanel, Saint Laurent, Loewe, Loewe, Hermes,
In this
Celine.
character's eyes, it's a very expensive, like unattainable.
These are all like 2,000 pounds.
Kelly bag.
I'll look.
Marnie, Balenciaga, Alexander
Right, that has to
McQueen.
go. So now I have to look and make sure, because of current events, pop culture current events, that I'm not putting something in my story that is going to be away from the story, taking away from the story and just being a triggering effect.
Then don't include Chanel because she's apparently Nazi. Yay.
Do you know what I'm saying though? Like,
I do.
think if I use problematic, even though the story could be a little problematic, I don't want the focus to go from the story on a specific thing. But I do want to portray that designer, for this person, unattainable, wanting desire for something unattainable.
There's Valentino.
I'm gonna do some research.
The one that Drake buys his future wife. But that apparently is starting to run out of style. I don't know.
Hey, Eva. Eva says all. I have time to set up the presents, balloons, and cupcakes. Just got the house tidied, taking a few to chill before the balloon part. Nice. Party. Did I miss something? I think I did. The fam ran off to Barnes & Noble for the kiddo to spend some of his birthday money. Then he gets to go eat inside of Dairy Queen, something he's wanted to do for a hot minute. Random, I know. Well, happy birthday. Heather says, I agree with Maggie, but not beating yourself up about the rough draft. I've been there, but I realized that wasn't helping me write it, make it better. And Joanne. Hi, I found someone else I can follow. Wonderful. Thank you for joining Brunch Writing Bunch, Mondays at 11. Got to get going. Need to catch up on beta reading. Very nice. Let's see. I'm trying to get better with the comments. Happy reading, Joanne. Heather says, Maggie, regarding the 8 of Cups, I was trying not to think about myself or my MC, but I did. How funny it applies to all of us. Yes. Anybody else want to read something? It does. We all like the shiny cups and struggle with which to choose.
I can take over.
Sure.
Phew, got all the balloons upstairs. They're already blown up, thankfully. Phew, lots of stairs. Haha. Ooh, love this. Which makes this problem. Oh, which news makes this a problem? Dun 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 dun. Or dun dun dun. Sorry. Haha, sounds real life so far. I wouldn't have had a single clue with super brand name items. Yves and St. Lawrence. Yes. The problem with high fashion is the risk of child labor violations. True, and also horrible working conditions, apparently. Like things laymen use to feel rich, and then there's things real rich people buy. Which is why I like, what is it? She's Auntie Kiki, and she calls herself Nouveau Poor. Because she used to be very rich. Anyway, I know nothing of any of them, LOL. Hermes, maybe. I'm sorry, what was the replacement for? A handbag.
The Balenciaga.
Yeah.
For the women's Balenciaga Hourglass Croc and Boss leather top handbag. And I put it in there so, like, if you clicked on it, it would go right to the handbag.
That's cool.
But not so much anymore.
Well, the idea is cool, even if the link isn't. Prada.
Oh.
Maybe just see what you have. But I mean, for Chanel, but you're looking for luxury brand, or is it a specific item? Maybe just see which bags folks wear to the last gala. Hermes is definitely one of the most expensive handbag brands. Might be your best bet. I forgot the name. Valentino, Garavani, or Dolce & Gabbana, or Ferragamo. Oh, I'm so sorry. I butchered that one. Ferragamo. That's not it, but continue on. Oh my God, you went to Monaco. I'm very jealous. To be honest, that's on the bucket list.
Yeah,
Sounds cool.
Yeah, we did Rome. We were in Rome for a week straight. And then we did Monaco. We went to Africa. We went to Mallorca, Spain, where they cultivate pearls. Like, we went a whole bunch of places. Florence, Pisa. Got to do a lot, but wasn't vlogging back then, so that sucks.
They're looking for a 10K bag. We're looking for a 10K bag, right?
It doesn't have to be 10K. It doesn't even have to be like that. It just has to be unattainable for this character. So
Cartier jeweler's handbag. It's like 2K expensive. Nearly everyone I know spent that on a bag with their tax refund at some point.
I can't tell. I haven't bought a new purse in so
I think
long.
my tax refund went to groceries and some bills. Anyway, what about a Bottega? Might work.
Yeah, we'll check that one.
Could you
Could you-
fictionalize the brand and make it shop at a high-end ritzy place? The sort actually what other people shop at? That works. That would be, yeah. Formaggio bags can run 20K. Rah, come on.
Writing these down.
I understand you don't want to take them out of the story with the drama of the brand, but you want the brand to be immediately convey super high ends.
And then I watched some stuff over the weekend, and I'm like, that's problematic.
I know, right? Honestly, maybe Bottega is too attainable.
I don't know. It's like a little small town, you know how you get like the little high class end stores that come into the small town, so they bring it kind of like.
There's a Minnesota little town woman I follow on TikTok who shops at Prada. She calls it the mothership. She's entertaining. It could be a one-of-a-kind bag from a fictional famous designer too, just like Eva was saying.
Yeah. But I don't think it would trigger in the real, be like, or the story. Because it's not like, I don't know. I want it to be fictional, but I want it to kind of not be like someone to read it and be like, oh, this is a made up name. This isn't realistic. And kind of take that realistic feel of the story.
Steal a name of an Italian town.
Right.
Use that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
An Italian town or an Italian last name that's not already associated with the brand.
I get what you're saying. Like, I don't know. In my head, when the reader reads it, I want them to read it and be like, "Oh yeah, I know that brand. That's never gonna get that bag." You know what I mean?
Kelly bag.
I want like
Kelly bag. There's like a
familiarity
wait
of
list
it,
for it.
not just like something made up.
What's
where
the
I
one,
think
Rory?
I don't want to give a backstory of the company, of this or that. Of, you know what I mean? I don't want to get
The one
to
Rory Gilmore gets from what's his name?
Reader. So their head.
What is that one?
Outlandish.
I never watched Gilmore Girls.
Oh well. Like a super high end new person to follow. I have forgotten it. Super high end isn't known to those of us without money. I am glad she said that about a new person to follow. I'd forgotten to like it.
You have to remember too, like I've been a licensed cosmetologist for 20 years. So from 20 years old to, when I was working all the time, that industry is all about looks, fashion, keeping up to date on things. Unfortunately, it is like that. Status, you know what I mean? You work with all women who are competitive to have the newest stuff or the nicest stuff, be making the most money in the salon, because you come into work, they expect you to look nice, be put together. So, like, I think it is the climate that you choose to be in.
You go get my pizza out of the oven. I'll be right back.
A lot of that for me has to do with the climate that I was in, because I was a stylist for a long time. So I am aware of things. And I think I only became aware of such things because I was in that industry. I may not.
I watched way too much reality TV. That's how I found out about it. And then I also read Crazy Rich Asians and the whole series. There's so many name brands in that series.
Well, I can't keep up with the comments.
Yeah, everything I know, from taking the bus train to Michigan Avenue, the stores there, LL. It's expensive stores, but if I can walk in there, it's probably not what you want. Maybe though. My friend Robbie D used to work for Gucci, and now he's at Yves. I'm not pronouncing that right. And when I said, wow, Gucci, he was like, it's not as nice as you think. I mean, nothing is as nice as it used to be. Doc Martens are now made in like Indonesia, and they're apparently lower quality. I think Robbie D was just saying what Eva is saying.
I got my first Gucci shirt from a client that I used to cut their hair all the time. They gave me. I used to get presents and stuff back then when I was single.
What's an old school one like Celine?
Sorry, my jokes aren't funny.
They're fun. I'm sorry I didn't catch it.
They're
What
funny.
if a bag worn by someone
I found
famous
that
too?
out
So
the
it's
other
kind of
day on
something.
somebody else's live stream I was watching, and I was.
That's why I mentioned the Kelly bag, because I mean it's not its real name, but it's the other one. Our taxes went to moving back home. Boo, lol. I feel that.
You're at least
Never mind. Bottega is like 500, 5,500 or 9K, maybe too low rent for you, lol.
This boy wants my pizza.
Oh, he's looking so desperate.
Oh, yes.
Very cute.
This is in this store though, like in where the character's perspective is, they're young, they're just starting out, and this is supposed to be something she passes every day, something unattainable that she has to pass.
I mean, a Chanel bag was something I thought I wanted for a while because it's apparently classic. And then I learned about how they treat their workers in the tanning, and I was like, oh, well, that's stupid. I'm not going to pay that much if you guys are going to be also shitty. Let's see. E.g., like Victoria Ford, I buy an entire car. I carry my stuff in for 10K. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, I would never spend that much either. But I take it as a gift.
Right?
Sorry.
So it'd be like an inside joke for that, but easy to ascertain by a regular person that is expensive and she can't afford it. I'm so sorry. Dolce & Gabbana is something that will show up on boutiques here in Old Town, Colorado.
Honestly, I bought like a ton of handbags off the street when I was in Sicily. So,
and apparently, again, I'm only getting this from this ex-rich person, but a bunch of ex-rich people buy fake bags and then they brag about it.
I have Coach bags, but like honestly, like in Barcelona and places like that, touristy, you can go into shops too. Like they have actual shops there too. So if you ever get that direction, I don't know if I ever will again, but I plan on going to France after my kids are done with high school.
Let's see, my longest pal is into purses. I still don't remember the names, but it's her thing. I don't know why she likes me. Yeah, at Bonnie being Bonnie, your references are going to be more relevant than mine, which are stuck sometime in the early to mid 00s. Not on purpose, but it's what happens. I feel that.
And I feel like what if this book isn't published for 2 years? Do you know what I mean? Will things still be relevant? So that's a question too. But only names you all said, the more attainable purses are everything, but the pricey ones. Like the
competition from the 80s who woke up in 1998 and couldn't let go of like the mop hair and blue eyeshadow, which at the time was a no-go, but then came back for a bit. It really did. Ooh, it's blue.
No, it's green.
Ooh, I like it. Ace.
I do have a younger
Gucci shirt. That's a great gift.
I do have a younger sister who like loves blue eyeshadow, and she always has. I don't know why. Yeah, it was nice. Or I was married. I used to get
Birkin. Yes. Wait, that was the Kelly bag. Birkin. Yeah, Birkin bags, and then the Kelly is a certain Birkin bag. But Birkin, that was the name I was looking for. Thank you. Oh my God.
Stick all these into a name generator and then like let it pick it for me.
Honestly, Birkin's probably your best bet. Birkin or Chanel.
Feel free to gift Eva with nice purses.
Right? I'll take a nice purse. Hell, I'll take a Loungefly. I want all the ridiculously Disney fun gear. Give me a Dooney and Burke.
I have a Loungefly backpack. That's all Mickey Mouse.
I do too. Oh, that's cute. Mine is Peter Pan's map from Neverland.
I can honestly say I've changed so much over the years because it used to be really important to me. You know, like the handbags and the pumps and the shoes. And now I'm like, do I have to get out of Crocs?
Right.
Do I have to
I was
put
left it from Raggio bag by someone I did home care for, and I appreciate the beautiful bag, but sold it to fix my truck. Hey, that's a good gift too.
it's gonna be winter boots where I am, but like seriously, like I'm in Crocs.
I mean, those fuzzy Crocs are great outdoor wear, honestly. Like, and if you are like used to that weather, like, I don't know. When I lived up north, I did some stupid shit. Well, not stupid stuff, but I just like
Who
would
said I
go out highly underdressed. Let's see. I relate to your character.
the house at all today? It is a Boy Scout day, so
And the big part of it is that then it isn't
Girl.
the nicest bag. That it isn't the nicest bag in the world, but she passes it every day and can't have it. So she wants to like jump that hurdle.
but she's not gonna. So sorry, spoiler.
That's cool. Love green eyeshadow. I would love blue eyeshadow, but it does nothing for my eyes.
I have hazel eyes, so my eyes reflect whatever colors. So sometimes they look really dark, sometimes they look yellow, sometimes they look green.
I have a skin tone that allows me to do some wild shit, but not everything. Oh wow, something. Oops, I pick a brand that has been around for decades. That's an awesome gift. If I gave somebody in a luxury island and they sold it, I would totally understand, right? Pick a brand that's been around for a decade, and the trendy haute couture designers appear and disappear every few years. Yeah.
Well, thank you for all the insight and participation. And I think Heather's busy right now. Would you? Oh, so many. I got to get better with the comments. I really do. I appreciate you reading those for me, Kat, though.
No problem.
So, what was prompt 2? If you are,
Badges comment.
I will go back.
It's the last one.
Oh my God, girlfriend's not gonna get the Birkin Bottega Max Mara Victory Ford. You're writing a tragedy.
Maybe
So
will.
true.
Maybe she will in the end. But that ends up not being what's important. So
Well, that's a good growth arc.
She passes up a man for a bag. Happily ever after.
yeah. Or yeah, she well, not for a bag, but like for herself.
Good.
But I'm giving too many spoilers. I'm giving too many.
Still read it even if I know what's happening. I don't know. It's like watching a TV show.
I only read
Still
like the prologue.
That's true.
Maybe part of chapter 1. Maybe it's been a while, but a lot of changes have been made. So
Gotcha.
yeah. All right.
Let's see. In her will, she left all her aides a bag and left her daughters a paper bag with $1,000 bills in it.
$1 bills.
Oh, geez.
You're fine.
Let's see. I'm so invested in her getting this bag and then being like, what really matters is the love I feel in my heart for my insert moral lesson here. But I can still look hot going out.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a good
Yeah,
moral.
I always say I don't care till I get there. You know what I mean? I always say I don't care till I get there. I'm like, oh, I'm in sweatpants, no makeup, and my hair's ready. I'll just go to the store. I don't care. And then I get there and I run into people that I know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, aren't you so-and-so's wife? Oh, I'm sorry. You know? I don't know. Let's at least get one more sprint in. I do enjoy all the banter, especially being after NaNoWriMo, taking a little break. If you need a prompt, there is a prompt here. It's the first day of my 8-day adventure. What should I wear? So
Guess
you
it depends
just
on
want
the adventure.
quick 20-minute flash little prompt to get you moving on something that you're not too worried about. There is a prompt there for you, and we are going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's write. Thank you all. Be a little Oops, I think we missed the timer here. So let me just check. We are back on that sprint. I missed the timer because I was editing, so I apologize. So how'd you do? I'm rewriting some things, and I feel like it's getting better. It's getting better. I'm liking editing this project now more than I was enjoying writing my Nano project. So, pretty good. Dawdling Writer does come on in a few minutes. I think we're just going to do those two 20-minute sprints and that 1:15 today. Does that sound okay with you, Laura? Because I know that Dawdling Writer comes on, and I see some more comments, and I love how chatty everyone is. If you ever want to take turn reading comments, let me know, Laura.
Sure.
So,
It says one of my chapters in Cat Lady where they were in the DC Macy's, and one commented on how everything in the building was worthless since the world ended. That's so like mind blowing to me. I mean, your character is right, but also I will always like pretty things, even if I don't like them X amount of dollars worth.
right.
Also, sadly, I tossed the latest Vogue, the Jennifer Lopez one, by accident the other day, I am realizing, but I have September and November. Maybe September. Isn't that fashion month? No, that's TV month. Never mind. Or used to be.
I think the last time I actually picked up a magazine of that nature was when I got my oil changed, because I used to be addicted to magazines.
The last magazine I got was last Christmas. It was an issue of Life, and it was focusing on the history of Frankenstein.
I don't know if I should publicly say this, and I'm not trying to like call anyone out, but when I was younger, in my head, that is the whole reason I ended up moving out at 17, is because the living situation I was in was very religious, and they weren't okay with me reading Glamour and 17 magazine. And at that point, I worked at Wegmans, and I bought them with my own money. I was a junior in high school, and that is the reason I ended up having to get an apartment at 17, because I was reading magazines. So that's a little triggering dramatic, right? If you read these magazines, you can't live here, right?
Wow.
And then actually have to move out and get your own place when you're in high school and work and have an apartment. So what do they say? Gen X was built. I think I'm Gen X. I don't know. My era of kids aren't built the same. You know what I mean? And now my kids, I'm like, oh, 23 is not too young to be, or too old to be home. 26? You move out when you're 26. Oh. Things cost more too, I think, a little bit. But... Hello.
The more PO the model looks, the higher on the list the brand goes.
Just the FYI, we're not doing any more sprints. If you want to keep sprinting, go over to the Dawdling Writer.
All those people buying gold and stuff, well, they eat it or used to buy food. Gold and wealth items only have value the value society gives them.
I love gold, and I love diamonds. You can have everything else.
My brother wants me to make him a decent omelet. Poor guy is going to waste away living on truck stop food.
Oh. Can't go wrong with eggs, though.
True. Mumu, Sergio Rossi, Laura Pina, Lowell Montclair. That might be just a skiwear. Moda Operendi, Brunel Cusinelli, Free People, and Blue Marine. Free People was a joke. I love Free People, but model didn't look frosty. But the model did look frosty. The only one of these besides the FP I've heard of is Miu Miu. And I've not heard of any of them. They're not as widely visible in 2007, LOL, so they've got that thing going for them.
And I think I'm pretty updated too, especially after the last few years. Like, that has been from my mind over the last like 3 years is
Prenumber says you're totally right. Where idiots buying gold. Oh,
sorry.
After the apocalypse, I just like having something to want, not want so badly. I'm unhappy, but something pretty to look forward to. I'm like the guy in the beginning of and end of Pretty Woman. What's your dream? Everybody's got a dream.
Oh no, I got the worst thing in my mind from the Lorax. When they sing I have a dream. I have a dream, cut it down.
Me too. Magazine of Diction. Now they come. I feel like I can't take private time to read them, but I used to love them. You worked at Wegmans. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, in the video department, so I'm dating myself. And then the service desk. And then I worked at the register for a short time, and then I worked for the actual bakery warehouse for Wegmans. So. Yeah.
Oh wow. Sorry to trigger you with Vogue.
It wasn't Vogue, it was Glamour and Cosmo.
I used to subscribe to Cosmo in college. Oh my God. Balloons that say happy birthday are too big for my living room, but I made it work. LOL.
I wonder, Eva, have you seen those balloons that you get that walk around your house?
What?
So
What?
I have small kids. Like at Party City, you can get these balloons, and they're literally the size of me, and they have like some kind of weight, something in the bottom of them, and they look like they walk around.
Oh,
like,
that's fun.
They stand up. Like my son had a Mickey Mouse party when he was little, and we had this giant Mickey, and then I brought it outside, but I had to like tether it. I had to tether it. Yeah. Kids' birthdays are fun. And I even remember one night, I think for the same birthday party, just out of nowhere, had some friends spending the night and sat in the garage all night blowing up balloons, and only had like a duct tape, the silver tape, and made like blew up all the balloons and tucked them in and like folded over and made a huge balloon banner to put across the whole front of the house.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, out of duct tape and bags of balloons. That looked really cool.
That is cool.
Like you would do a balloon arch, but we just took duct tape, and duct tape like went along and just squeezed each end of the balloon in and then hung it up, and it was across the whole house.
But I'm with you. I would never restrict my daughter from that, even if there are crazy body standards. If I ban them, she's going to want them. If she's anything like me. Just wrapping and just wrapping and cake to set out now. Thanks for the sprints. LOL, cut it down. Sounds terrifying, Laura. Balloon creature for later.
Yeah.
Creatures. Those sound amazing.
I don't know, the walking Mickey, like my son, when he was little though, he loved Mickey. He was all into that Mickey Mouse Clubhouse stuff back then.
That's cool. Oh, that sounds awesome, says Eva. Or just Eva.
I am old enough that my oldest son was into Barney, Blue's Clues, and Bob the Builder like nobody's business. We had like all
Can we fix it? Yes, we can.
Yeah, like it's totally different now than it was back then, but like I remember, all the trucks' names and stuff because we had the talking trucks around the house. That was when I only had one.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Well, I only had one kid for 12 and a half years before I decided to have more. So there's that.
More power to you is what I'm going to say.
I don't know what is. Just Eva, so does my son. He loves balloons a lot still. Very cool. Very cool. Hey, Earth's still pretty young, so I feel like still pretty young now. So I'm like waiting for these ones to graduate. And I'm like, then I'm actually free to be doing what I want and not 100% focused on what the kids are doing every minute of the day. So I know Heather dropped out, so I don't know where you went, but we are all caught up. Thank you for all joining Brunch, Writing Bunch, Prompt Coffee, and I hope you all had a successful Nano. And we will be back next Monday at 11 a.m. Do you guys want to give an outro? Let people know where to find you this week and what's
You
coming
can find me at Shattered Worlds Podcast and also as Liquid Habit on YouTube, and I'm Latte Problems on TikTok. So check it out if you want. No big deal if you don't.
And I am Bonnie being Bonnie. I am a lover of writing and reading, and hopefully I will be a soon-to-be published artist one of these days.
I
Or a
believe in
published
you.
author at this point, but I am in no hurry. I am trying to work on my craft and getting better at my skills. So you'll find me in the chats, maybe a pop-up sprint here or there, maybe not so much in the month of December because I am taking a break from writing and working on editing Her Ordinary Life. I call it my Michaela series. So I'm editing book 1, and then hopefully I will be drafting book 3 because I have already worked on book 2. But it is not near book 1 though. So you can catch me around in the sprints, and I hope you all have a wonderful week. It's Monday. Bye everybody.
Later, Gators.
I can get it together today.
Bye.